Well, since we are bantering, I have the funniest story since we're talking about leaks and stuff. So my mom will
Yay, tell
die if
me.
she hears this. It's so funny.
Ah!
So they have this really old house. They live in Baltimore, and this house was built
Mhm.
like 1900 or 1907 or something ridiculous like that. And
Mhm.
she was downstairs in the basement the other day, and all of a sudden, she got like water or something that just washed over her head and hit her face or
No.
whatever. So she's looking up and she's like, oh great, is there a pipe that's dripping? So then she's like looking down on the floor in the basement, hoping that there's not like a big puddle, maybe it's been dripping for a long time or whatever. So then she goes back upstairs, and the apparently the floors have like no subfloor because the dog had peed on the floor, and within like minutes or seconds it dripped through, and that's what was falling on
No.
her head.
Oh my gosh. That's so
Anyway,
bad.
so yeah, how gross is that?
You know what's interesting about that, and also as gross, is when the toilet situation has been flooding for a little while, but we didn't know it until the day of the big flood here. And I was like, something's going on. But we
Oh,
have two boys and we have animals. And so there's been this weird pee smell in the guest bathroom, the boys' bathroom. And we're like, what is it? They must be peeing on the floor. They're peeing everywhere. And every time they would shower, they would get water everywhere. So the like mat is always soaked in there. And on the day that it flooded, I was in there and I was like, I just can't imagine that every day they're peeing everywhere this much. Something is
right.
going on. So I stood in there and stared at the floor for I don't know how long until I finally saw where it was coming out of the toilet. And I was like, we've been thinking these mats are just wet from the shower this whole time.
No.
Yeah, gross. Thankfully, this whole time
Oh,
hasn't been that long.
right.
But yeah, now there's no smell. It's all good
Oh,
now. There's
yeah,
no wet.
thank goodness. I know. Oh,